Alright, people, welcome to
Probe away.
well, not another session, but welcome to IXION, IXION. So in this video we're gonna sort of like, okay, so I did a whole let's play series which I tagged as casual, but offline I also played another session where it's a pretty good like gameplay from start to finish, and my focus was on layout, right? Oh, this cinematic right here is dope, by the way. And it's sort of like a more layout based session. So I just wanted to show off some of the layouts that I came with. Note chapter 3, just to see if you can, just to explain to you the best layout that I could make up to chapter 3. Because once you get to chapter 3, you're gonna get a lot of resources, and if you manage your base really well, you could end up with a steady ship. I probably only killed about 100 plus people at this point in my casual gameplay, bruh. Probably above 500 people killed at this point, but I didn't know what I was doing. Now now it's a bit better. It could be better, definitely, but I'm not a perfect kind of gamer. Okay, I'm just gonna show off. Yeah, you can press home and it will actually, what it does is, okay, I'll show you. If you press home, it kind of resets into some kind of a view. So yeah, this is let's make it run. This is sector 1, right? This is the best layout I have for sector 1, where, let me just go one by one here, where I have 4 EVA airlocks for hull repair mostly, and for building outside, and 1 is off because we only need 3 at this time. This is chapter 3, right? When I reach chapter 4, I might need to turn on the other one. Okay, it's just for backup. And we have, I think right now we have 3 docking bays. You don't really need 3 docking bays. It's kind of a luxury if you want to speed things up. Let me switch off this music because it is stressful. I'll put on some better music from IXION itself. And then we have a research station, and this is tier 2 space, by the way. Let's click on the DLS center. Yeah, space tier 2. Tier 2 is maximum. So with tier 2 you get 30% faster docking base, load, unload, hull repair, 10% more efficient. Ship and probe assembly, 30% faster, hull repair, 20% more efficient. So yeah, that's the beauty of getting space tier 2. And we have batteries that can last for about, let me see, 5.7 cycles, because we need 5 and above for the next chapter, right? And we have 1 probe launcher. You don't really need another one, to be honest. And the research center is a space building. You can see here the building specialization, right? So this is for space. So I try to put, that's how you do sector specialization. Just refer to this, when you're building, and you can see what buildings are for space, right? And because I have I use up almost every inch of the wall, so there's like a small horizontal space. So that's how I do my what do you call these, stockpiles, just in a straight line. And these are all not to keep. The only stockpile that I need is pretty much polymer and concrete alloy, my bad, for the EVA airlock light, right? So the rest is just to send it somewhere else. Like iron will be sent somewhere else, ice will be sent somewhere else. Yeah, and I have an alternative life center. Not much space for much else. I only need 1 mass hall, because not population is about 300. We only need 300 staff working here, and we have all domotic quarters. Is that what you call that? Domotic quarters. They all live in nice housing. And every sector needs a fire station, so I'm gonna say this once and that's it. And I also have this thing here. It's a Hall Temple, right? Gives you +1, like for morale. And let's zoom in on this. Yeah, it's a Hall Temple. I mean, this is where you repair all the hull. There's like an alloy stockpile right in front of it, so they can go that to like a second temple, temple of their cult. This is for the hull cult, right, where they worship the hull. And yeah, this is their temple, and they could go to the smaller temple in front where they store alloy. And that's that. And we have batteries, and I try not to put batteries. I try to put them wherever we have space, meaning wherever we have like empty spaces. So I don't want to base my layout around where I put the batteries. The batteries will end up wherever there's extra space, right? Let's go to sector 2. All right, so this is the layout for sector 2. Well, not the most symmetrical layout. This is industry. And by the way, I have trains throughout the whole station, but at this point you should have trains, I guess, because you have so much time to just, you know, get resources. And yeah, and as you can see, it's sort of like it also has a lot of storage, this part. And instead of building like a layout for these stockpiles, I just build every building that I need, and the stockpiles will go wherever there's empty spaces, because stockpiles are kind of like impermanent. They're not permanent, they're based on needs. You might build or, you know, destroy them as you will, right, whenever you don't need them. So right now I have way too much carbon. And as you can see, we have 2 steel mills, you know, working hard. And I should upgrade these crew quarters actually. And we have 1 polymer refinery, 1 electronics factory. And because we have recycling, we don't really need too much factories, right? And I built an legislative strengthening sector here just because it looks industrial. And we have a Marduk memorial +2 in this sector. Let's check out the DLS here. It's still tier 1 for industry. Might be because it's mostly stockpiles. And to be honest, like if I'm in space, I don't really want to have any need for industry as much, because you want to be recycling pretty much. You want to be, oh, there's a drone there. That's nice. Nice, we caught the drone. Yeah, what I'm saying is we want to be self-sufficient, right? So yeah, that's sector 2. What else do I need to say about this sector? Let's press home. That should be it. We only need 1 mass hall, so we only have 595. Oh, it has an alternative. By the way, if alternative life center has, I just realized this, it has like a cinema screen or something, right? And oh yeah, another thing I must say is that you can see some of these are turned off, some of these stockpiles. So once it's full, I just turn it off, because these uses staff, so you don't want to overwork your staff. Just turn it off if you don't need it. Same as this extra mass hall, it's for backup only, right? And I have a large battery here. As usual, like batteries will fit wherever there's space, just to maximize the space, you know. So this kind of maximize. You have, you know, you have a few, I guess you have a few like you have empty spaces like this, right? Which sometimes I don't think you can avoid, because all these buildings are like different dimensions and stuff, you know. It's a bit annoying, but that's the way it is, you know. That's just the reality of it. You're gonna have empty spaces, but yeah, that's why like one of my wish lists is to have like plazas or whatever to fill these spaces, make it look a little nicer, right? But that's fine, that's fine. Okay, that's sector 2. Oh yeah, and we have cell housing, just 4. Okay, cell housing and 2 domotic quarters. And about housing, yeah, you don't have to build a lot of these domotic quarters, only in sectors that you have space, because they're fine mostly with cell housing, right? As long as, okay, let me click here. Okay, as long as you don't have only cell housing, then people will get upset, right? Nice. Some drones there. Let's get a shot of these drones. Yeah, drones kind of look cool, but they affect the FPS a lot. Yeah, and that's sector 2. Let's go to sector 3. Sector 2 was industrial, right? And this is the most, I would say, symmetrical sector you will find in this space station. Right? Just having a drink. Okay, so yeah, this is the farming sector. So I managed to make possibly the most kind of symmetrical design, because farming only needs a few stockpiles, so no space. I mean, yeah, so I managed to put all the stockpiles to the side like so. And let's see, the DLS center is tier 2 food, so require 10% less water. Buildings produce 30% more waste and +1 stability, right? That's the DLS statistics. And okay, yeah, it's symmetrical kind of. We have 2 batteries on either side, but we only have 1 domotic quarter because I needed a space for batteries, right? So mostly people live in cell housing. We're gonna get a good view of the farms. I have 3 crop farms and 2 algae. Okay, from what I understand, crop farms produce more waste, right? Crop farms produce more waste, uses up a lot of water. Algae farms produce less waste, use more water, produce a lot of food. And let's see my food situation. I'm covering 400% of meal requirements. And you know, don't be fooled by this percentage, and look at the average balance on the station. You want it to be green. That's all I'm saying, right? You want it to be green so that you're making a surplus of food at all times. Okay, so all right, let's get back to sector 1 and I explain you something. When I do my research, I prioritize tech lab a lot, because your tech lab can make science units, right? So yeah, it's sort of like a passive thing. So try to get that cleared, and then you can unlock almost, I've unlocked almost, before getting into chapter 4, I've unlocked almost everything, even all the upgrades. So you get all the mess hall upgrades, crop farm upgrades, all the upgrades that you need. Let's get back to, and that means that this is optimal. My farm, my food section is operating optimal. You don't even need a lot of water, so that means I could keep as much ice as I can, and this could run for like years, the fusion station. So I have a fusion station to convert ice to water, and then I have a water treatment center, which is the more self-sustained one. I only turn this on when it's emergency, not enough water, or if I need to get rid of a lot of waste, because it uses a lot of waste. So ideally you don't want to use it, because it will, you know, it will dry up your waste, you know. Yeah, so if you have a recycling sector, it's gonna need waste, right? If water treatment center is hogging all the waste, that's just not it. It's not cool. You get me? And I have genetic. So genetic Conatus Memorial provides +1 stability, but you need to remember. Okay, let me show you something. I think this might be useful if you don't know it yet. If you go to memorials here, you can see that certain memorials will reward certain sectors. Like genetic is best for food, genetic Conatus. Marduk is best for industry, and Lunaclism is for population. That's all. That's the 3, you know, memorials. So I had like 1 Marduk in sector 2, right? So that's why the Marduk one in sector 2 industrial has a +2. I forgot to explain this, why I put certain memorials. And memorials don't cost electricity, doesn't use staff, so it's passive income, if you can call it that. So it gives me +2 because I think I am tier 2, right? No, I'm tier 1. If I'm tier 3, it's gonna give me +3 stability. Okay, and that's sector sector 3. Okay, we're gonna look at sector 4. This is the population sector. Okay, this is the population sector, sector 4. And as you can see here, a lot of homes, domestic quarters, this regular quarters, and I have 2 memorials here. Let's check out my DLS. So this is for population. I'm still tier 1 for some reason, but I've built like cell housings all around. I don't know how much more. Maybe I need to remove 1 memorial and and yeah, the memorial for population is lunaclism, so I get +2. And these buildings are so cryonic center is not considered population. Like these are considered population. So I gotta build more houses, I guess. And these has like cryonic center because it has a lot of housing. And look at the population is almost 3,000. So this is where I store the non-workers, right? This is where they live. And we have some space for some, which we might destroy soon enough. But right now I'm keeping waste over here. But we should destroy these soon enough and maybe fill it with houses. Turn this into a proper population center and have 2 mass. So I need 2 mass halls for this one to feed, people food and stuff. And also have a colonization training center because all the non-workers are here. And you can only train non-workers, right? To be colonists, right? Yeah. And we have a hospital here with 100 capacity. I wonder why this is not considered a population building, because if you go to build population, that's where you build. Oh yeah, infirmary, not hospital. My bad. Hospital is under maintenance, I guess. Factory, stability, wait, where? Hospital. Oh, health center, not hospital. Yeah, it's under population. But after you build it, when you click on it, it doesn't have the population logo. So I guess it doesn't count. That's weird as hell. Yeah, this population is mostly where people live. And I have sort of like almost symmetry design where the houses go like in a U kind of shape, broken by the health center. And the more expensive houses are this way. And these are the optimized quarter. Downgraded a little bit. And the batteries, wherever I have space, I don't think you need much batteries here. And you can see here, we get like we have 4 tier 1 batteries and we can go for 5 cycles because homes don't use a lot of electricity. Yeah, mostly electricity is used up in industrial stuff. This is sector 4 population. Now this is the backup sector 5, right? And you can see here there's a bucket load of like what do you call these again? Stockpiles. And there's insect farms. Insect farms are proper like self-sustained food factories pretty much. So yeah, insect farms are for backup. Sometimes you're gonna have a food crisis. The crop farms are gonna need water, they need resources, and so does the mushroom walls, which need waste, right? Insect farms, nothing. They don't pull from any resources. They're pretty much self-sustainable. So they're the best backup. So I have a bunch of them here. I'll turn this on when I have a food crisis. Let's see the DLS here. Yeah, it doesn't have a specialization. This is all backup stockpiles. And this is where I put my drone bay, right? And it has a large battery here, tier 3. That's sector 5. It's just backup. And the last sector. Okay, I'm going to explain to you why I put the food 3 and then 6. This is where it also produces food. This is like 6 is the recycling. This is the recycling center. So as you can see on the bottom, on the top, we have 2 cell housing. And we have mushroom walls where they create mushroom as food, right? And they create that from waste. I wonder how they do that. But so first I'm going to explain why I put food at 3 and 6. It's because they are at the center. So it's easier for them to distribute food around the base, right? Like if you go from 1, 2, 3, food, 4, 5, 6. So you have food like right at the center and they can distribute food easily because they're like, it's like, yeah, right at the center. So this is the recycling part, and we have two inactive waste. We have 5 treatment center. Right now we're making electronics, so it can change to whatever we want to make, right? And I have a bunch of stockpiles, some stuff, not a lot. And let's see the DLS here. Ooh, look at that. This is brilliant. Industry tier 1, food tier 2, recycling tier 2. So I built the one memorial, which is for genetic, is for I forgot what it's for. Shit. Genetic is for food, right? Genetic Conatus is for food. So I should build another one here, but instead I chose to build this road, this San Francisco, just for fun. It was just for fun. So actually I should... Recycling doesn't really have a memorial attached to it, so that's why I didn't care. And I just built this winding road for fun. And yeah, this is the recycling. So in theory, because we have a lot of waste and we're not... Look at all the waste that I've stored. Like, you know, like we don't really need, like, how should I say this, to turn on we don't want to turn on the water treatment center. And because we have a lot of waste, because we turn off the waste treatment center, the water treatment center, we can pretty much turn off all the factories. And I think we could go off grid. If we build more mushroom walls, of course, we could go off grid, like self-sustainable. But yeah, in this game, you don't need to be self-sustainable. You're gonna have resources all around, and the game just ends, right? So there's an end to the game. So you're not gonna run out of resources anytime soon, unless you're really, really reckless. And yeah, so that's my best layout for chapter 3. Certain things about this layout lets you know that it's chapter 3. Number 1, I don't really build medium or large stockpiles, right? Because I don't need to store too much resources, because I know how much resources I'm going to use by chapter 4. You're not going to, unless this game is endless, you're not going to need those medium or large stockpiles. And the benefit of small stockpiles is it's just more, it doesn't store as much as medium and large, but it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's changeable. You can destroy it, you can change. It's customizable, highly customizable. You don't need to store that much resources as I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's my layout up to like chapter 3. I hope it'll be proven useful for you guys if you're just starting out or you're just in the middle of a game. And this is probably one of my best run. I'll probably kill only 100 people. Sometimes you can't avoid it, you know, killing people. It is what it is. But yeah, it's my best run so far. It's been like smooth sailing all around. It's been extremely stable, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back when I'm gonna keep playing this save game, and once I get to chapter 4, chapter 5, I think chapter 4 is where you get some downtime to kind of like just mine or some shit. And I could probably I'll update with if there's any changes to the layout. So I mean, yeah, let me just go to the farming layout. It looks a bit more. Yeah, so do comment if what you think of the layout, or if you have your own layout, if you want to showcase. I mean, do you think this is a maximized layout? Is it good enough to maximize all the space? Does it look good? I actually place a lot of emphasis on looking good, and no, not just looking good, sorry. I emphasis on maximizing space. So you're gonna have batteries scattered everywhere just to maximize the space, right? So yeah, I mean, what's the best looking layout? Maybe it's this one. And if you can see, like, I have building switch off, which if I don't use them, switch them off. So yeah, these are all my layouts, all the 6 sectors. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let's switch to this one. For the end screen. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.